Your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in to another episode. It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra, and as you can see by the title, we about to get into the energies for all zodiac sun signs for Sagittarius season. Alright, so we fresh into a whole new, brand new energy, alright? And when we're dealing with a new sun season energy, what is the sun? The energy that we're supposed to be paying attention to, the energy we want to be consciously aware of, the energy we want to be action oriented within, alright? When it comes to a new sun season, this is the energy you want to make sure if you wasn't acting on this energy all year, this is the time to act on this energy. This is the time to express this energy because the sun is always dealing with expression, all right? So when we talk about Sagittarius, Sagittarius is mutable fire ruled by Jupiter, all right? So this is mutable fire, the exchange of the wisdom and knowledge, the exchange of, that heat temperament of the fire. That's the mutable fire Sagittarius brings. It wants to spread that within. It wants to have the exchange of the things that's experienced or the things that's correlating in its visions. It's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is dealing with expansion. Jupiter ain't got nothing to do with this physical reality. It's dealing with our experiences and the experiences that it places us in this reality for us to learn certain things, all right, on an esoteric level. So Jupiter is providing what we could say is benefits or good fortune, but it's coming through, the trials and tribulations or the lessons that we persevere through and we evolve from where Jupiter is at, because wherever Jupiter is at is testing you, okay? But we also incarnate with some innate wisdom wherever Jupiter is at as well. But with Jupiter being the influence to a mutable fire sign like Sagittarius, once again, this is what influences the Sagittarius period, to either get inspired when they're feeling like they're learning something or somebody's enlightening them to something. This is what gives them a real expansive way of looking at things, because Jupiter is a big ghastly planet that deals with expansion. So a lot of Sagittarius, it's natural for them to see the bigger, broader picture to something, all right? They're good at trying to put a general philosophy in something, and a lot of Sagittarius is going to be asking why, all right? And when you consistently asking why in life, Sagittarius are always asking why because they're trying to get to the meanings and reasonings of things. But any person that's always asking why in life is going to play out scenarios of being more wise. You should always question everything, and Jupiter brings that influence to Sagittarius. Now, it's fire. We know fire deals with expression. So yeah, Sagittarius could get over preachy a little bit, you feel me? At times, y'all could try to, imprint y'all philosophies on others, and we might be tripping if we don't align with the way, you see things or develop philosophies in your head and perspectives about life from your personal experiences. But that's what we all supposed to be doing. We all supposed to be individually developing our own personal philosophies from the things we experience in our life. That's true spirituality. That's what Jupiter wants us to do, okay? But Sagittarius is just sometimes that expression and the inspiration with the fire element and how you see and feel about things is like, it almost can feel like it's your duty as a Sagittarius to make sure somebody is learning something the right way or being taught or enlightened something. And sometimes y'all gotta know when it's y'all responsibility for that. But since that's the energy the sun is in right now, this is the energy we want to be paying attention to. All forms of education, but our spiritual path. But I like to say the major themes of this season is going to be us gaining awareness from our transformations in Scorpio season. All right, we know the Scorpio house, the 8th house, is dark, transformative, deals with our deep desires, our deep passions, and we go through transformations of our feelings and emotions in that house. Excuse me. And we also deal with, a lot of energies we keep, either behind the scenes or keep deep heavy within us, all right? AKA, traumas, past experiences that heavily impact the feelings and emotions. That's like 8th house energy, and every Scorpio season, we trying to see how to work with that energy, how to transmute that energy, how to rise it up into something more beneficial, positive, all right? Now, when the sun gets out of that energy and comes into the 9th house Sagittarius season, we're supposed to be having a sense of enlightenment from that transformation, from that scary place, that scary quote unquote scary, dark place that we were just in, all right? So with the Sun in Sagittarius, there needs to be a sense of enlightenment this season. There needs to be things that you need to be in a space where you're allowing yourself to build a bigger, broader perspective or evolve from perspectives you've had about certain things, about certain philosophies or beliefs that you have, period. But especially when it comes to things we were experiencing in Scorpio season, dealing with our desires, which a desire could be a person, place, or thing. Sagittarius season is when we gain a lot of awareness about the situation of us with our desires, all right? Understanding how we developed a certain desire, understanding, how we have to think about the desire, or how we need to go about detaching ourselves from the desire is a bigger, broader philosophy. The house of enlightenment, Sagittarius, seeing the bigger picture, all right? Jupiter's always going to be placing us in experiences to learn things. So Sagittarius season is a season where we want to bring a sense of enlightenment to ourselves, or awareness to ourselves based off of things we've experienced with our, deep desires or passions or whatnot. Scorpio season, or just in life, period. Our spiritual path, our purpose here, why we're doing the things we're currently doing in life right now. It's also for us to be in a state to understand that, moving on, how we need to continue to always evolve with our beliefs. All right, that's another thing the ninth house teaches you. The ninth house teaches you not to stay stagnant with your knowledge and wisdom. All right, you want to be in a state of always expanding that, always being able to be taught. And I tweeted this other day, Sagittarius season deals with being a master's student. So this season, and everybody's dealing with different energies, which we're about to get into. All right, just wanted to give a little theme about the energies we experience in period. We're all gonna deal with gaining awareness. We're all gonna deal with feeling expressive in some type of shape and form. We're all gonna feel like in some type of shape or form where we're developing new, either beliefs or philosophies or ways of looking at things based off some things we were just experiencing. All right. So, and, Jupiter in the ninth house deals with experiences, period. Experiences. So we all gonna feel like diving into new experiences. This is why Sagittarius energy, we know fire could be impulsive, it has a futuristic like energy, but being ruled by Jupiter, this is why Sagittarius could be real spontaneous and real adventurous, because they feel like, diving into a new opportunity, new environment, new location, new situation, new relationship. Sometimes that feel like a sense of, fulfillment, feels like they living, feels like they, and ultimately, that's what's really going on. Like, this is why a Sagittarius or Pisces going to jump into their spiritual path a little quicker, because they understand experiences and they entertain experiences. They go live for the most part. So a Sagittarius need to learn how to make sense of their experiences, slow it down a little bit sometimes to even see what these experiences mean for the most part. You could be entertaining a whole lot of them, okay? But this season we want to make sure we're doing new things, being more adventurous, being more free-spirited, especially if we've been in that energy where we've been allowing external energies to keep us, real stable in an uncomfortable way, all right? Try to do new things outside of what's familiar to you during Sagittarius season. Try to get a little foreign on them a little bit, all right? You go to a restaurant Sagittarius season, order you something off the menu you don't know how to pronounce. Order you something off the menu that you got to ask the waiter, how do you pronounce this? That's the Sagittarius season vibes, all right? Get out of your comfort system in order to, build new perspectives about things. Learn. Like, we in super learning mode, but we've been experiencing a lot in Scorpio season and the whole 2020. So this is the season that we really want to bring some spiritual, esoteric clarity to a lot of the clutter we've been dealing with this year, all right? So let's get right into it, and we're going to start with the Aries, and for the most part, this is just based off sun signs. I'm gonna be doing a video of sun transit in the houses, so we can understand what area of life this energy is gonna be going on. But for the most part, this is just the relationship that the sun in Sagittarius is gonna be having with your sun sign, all right? Wherever your sun sign is. And remember, we have planets in different places. We still got Venus in Scorpio. So, excuse me, I just ate right before I did this video. I was eating fast as hell. Now I got motherfucking heartburn and shit. So, we still got Venus in Scorpio. So Venus is still connecting to her desires, and we're still learning and even though we're in a state Sagittarius season where we're learning from how we were connecting to our desires, whether the desires positive, negative, in Scorpio season, you know, some of us is still entertaining some of them deep situations or whatnot. So it's gonna be like hand in hand, learning about what you're doing while you're in the middle of what you're doing. So this is really the season that we're gonna be influenced to be more wise about what we're choosing to connect to, people, places, and things that we're choosing to connect to. All right. Alrighty, first up, Aries sun signs. Okay, so Aries, this season is gonna come with opportunities for you to enlighten others by the way you deal with your actions, by the way you express your individuality. Okay, so you're a fire sign. This is a fire season, so you already in alignment by an element perspective, but you cardinal fire, so you create new ways to deal with how you see and feel about things. The Sagittarius mutable energy is being mutable with the way that you see and feel about things and how other people see and feel about things, more to exchange. So this season you're gonna come off more, you're gonna have the opportunity and the aura to enlighten and inspire people just by how you express yourself, because you already fire. So this could play out in a way where people just see the way that you express yourself, your natural raw expression, whether it's something you are expressing, your individual insight about something, or how you take action on something. And to others, that could come off as an example in a way that you can be subconsciously teaching people just by naturally being fire. But it's cardinal, so you know, it just may come with clashes here and there when there's gonna be opportunities for you to exchange with others about, you know, what you've learned from your experiences, what you know, and you know, maybe you're trying to push out the way you see and feel about, you know, what you feel like you've learned or what you experienced. It's mutable fire. So we want to have that exchange, and you know, don't let that cardinal energy come off too power and controlling when it comes to exchanging forms of expression or exchanging, you know, forms of wisdom and knowledge with others in this season. And remember, you're already subconsciously going to be seen as an example of somebody how to deal with expression in some type of shape or form. All right, so when you grab it, when you do attract that, some of that light, some of that energy, that's just something to keep in mind with that cardinal Mars energy, that you keep it as an exchange, that you work on it, letting these situations be a situation where you could be enlightened, or you know, you guys can continue to inspire each other instead of you just, you know, being in the inspirational role. Mutable fire. All right, Aries, so that's like the energies y'all gonna be in. All right, now we got my Tauruses. Okay, so Taurus, fixed earth ruled by Venus. Okay, so you guys are fixed with how you deal with practicality, how you deal with organization and structure in your life. All right, and y'all develop your value system very early in this lifetime, because that's what y'all about. Y'all got that Venus energy, but it's earth, so it's seeing how to situate your Venus energy, how to situate your pleasures and what makes you comfortable and what you like and love in this physical reality. So during this Sagittarius season, this season, you guys are going to be in the energy of having to find, you know, deeper meanings and reasonings when it comes to the people, places, and things that you value. And when it comes to the value you feel like offering to the world, okay? You're ready, once again, you're ruled by Venus, so you're already dealing with how you connect and receive your values, okay? The people, places, and things that you choose to put, you know, energy into organizing or finding a fixated way to keep that pleasure, to keep that thing that you like, to keep that form of stability, you know, secured in your life. Okay, that's the Taurus everyday mission. Okay, security, stability. Okay, so when it's Sagittarius season and we're supposed to be dealing more so with spirituality, how we express our forms of knowledge and wisdom, how we entertain and, you know, jump into experiences to help us feel like we're learning things. As a Taurus, sometimes with your fixedness, sometimes, I never heard an astrologer say fixedness. I might be the first person to ever say that. But with your fixedness, you know, sometimes you ain't really down to entertain spontaneous things, new experiences out the jump like that, random things, foreign situations. If you don't really got your know what's really going on, like that ain't really your thing. You're dealing with security, being practical about things. So this season, you want to entertain, being able to probably see your value system, what you already value from a bigger, broader perspective, okay? Seeing how others deal with the things that you value. Being able to be enlightened and learn more about your values, okay? Once again, this season's about being the master student. We in super teacher student learning energies right now. So as a Taurus, you don't want to be too stubborn to a point where it's hard for you to get taught about the things that you value, because universe may utilize a person, place, or thing to make you catch a feeling or thought, to make you start observing and analyze why, keyword Sagittarius season Jupiter, why you even value the things that you value, okay? And this may take you back to a root cause of something that you ain't really understand, that has been subconscious. So Sagittarius season is bringing this clarity, and this is people, places, and things. So it could be a relationship that you value, all right? A job, a career that you at, anything. If you value it, these are the things that Sagittarius season is gonna, influence you to see, to find the deeper meaning and reasoning about. Okay, especially the things that you feel like you're off into the world. All right, as a Taurus. Now, moving on to my Geminis. Okay, my Geminis. Now this is opposite, all right? So whenever the energy is opposite, it's almost like the energy is directly hitting you. Okay, this is Sagittarius, is Gemini, the sun is in Sagittarius, is right opposite. So the angle is coming right on you. So there's gonna always be a highlight on the opposite energy as well, okay? But when we talk about Geminis, this is mutable air. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury, air sign, so it's dealing more so with the facts, information, communication, the details to things, all right? The left brain energy. Sagittarius is more so dealing with faith, belief, spirituality, expanding, bigger, broader perspective. So this is why for Geminis, it's learning to see the bigger picture, because this season, y'all can get caught up in situations when you're interacting with others, and maybe the way you naturally dissect a conversation, the way you naturally look into the details of things is gonna come off opposing, opposite. It's gonna come off a little funny money to others. It might come off like, okay, you doing too much, like you're looking too deep into things. And there's gonna be a lot of situations you're gonna be able to bring clarity to yourself just by trying not to analyze the situation too much, it's a difference between trying to see the details and then seeing the bigger picture. There's a difference, even though they both dealing with thought. Like, there's a difference, all right? When you try to see the details for something, it's almost like you looking for something, but you just don't know what you're looking for. When you're seeing a bigger picture of something, you just stepping back and just seeing the totality of what's really going on, to get a broad perspective of something, to help you start to build a philosophy about something. All right, this is more so what you got to do this season, Gemini. This is the season for you not to get caught up in debates with people about things, especially about things that learn to be the bigger person this season, Gemini. All right. You may get into a lot of clashes trying to defend what you know. So there's going to be a lot of situations where you have to be wise. And being wise is really dealing with being a bigger person a lot of the times. Wise people don't argue with fools. But a Gemini, you will try to be looking for all the information. And just because you love the exchange, you'll have that back and forth with somebody over a certain debate that you feel like, now I'm going to find information and the way to articulate myself to shut this down. You can get into heavy clashes this season, getting into too much of that, because it's Sagittarius season. It's more so about being more wise and gaining more awareness about our actions and how we express ourselves. So you want to see how you can express yourself in a more wise way, aka seeing how you could see the bigger, broader perspective of the ways you communicate. All right, thinking about both parties when you're communicating and expressing yourself, and trying to do things with more meaning and reasoning. Once again, this is already your opposite sign. So Jupiter is debilitated in Gemini. Okay, so a lot of times a Gemini can lack meaning and reasoning when they're doing things. It's just, a quick calculation of something or a quick observation of something, and y'all could be on the go too. So we want to emphasize that, especially depending on the things we experienced during Scorpio season. We want to see what things we were doing that weren't wise, dealing with our desires in Scorpio season, and make sure we evolve and bring some clarity to ourselves this Sagittarius season as a Gemini. And a lot of them things are going to deal with relationships and communication, because you are air sign, okay? Now, for my Cancers, we got learning to express your emotion and your wisdom. Okay, now the reason I called learn to express your emotion, it's not so much that Cancers don't know how to express their emotion. We know y'all cardinal water ruled by the moon, so y'all react and responding to what y'all care about. Period. Y'all gonna react and respond to it, but y'all the crab, so it's not like y'all always have to say something or do something. Y'all have a very magical way of knowing how to wear that temperament, that shell, that claw, that crab as a temperament. Y'all know how to use y'all feelings and emotions as actions, as a sun sign to be seen. So it's almost like that's the temperament y'all set, so people know not to with y'all. You know, people know not to mess with y'all. So when we talking about Sagittarius season, it's fire season. It's fire now. But you know, you got some Jupiter influence, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So Cancers, this is why Cancers are always, they're dealing with finding the meaning and reason in things, but they're dealing with finding the meaning and reasons to their emotions. This is why Cancers can dive into like psychology and counseling and things dealing with emotional stability, because their life is about finding the meanings and reasonings and the whys to the emotions. All right, so now that it's Sagittarius season, Cancers, you guys have to learn to be more expressive of your emotions, be more expressive of what you know and what you've learned. Be more expressive of why you're dealing with your emotions a little bit this season. Some more Cancers. Y'all, some of y'all in relationships right now, and the people y'all dating, let's say you a Cancer in a relationship and you dating I can't even think of a sign. You dating let's say you dating a Gemini. All right, you dating a Gemini, and you know Gemini wants to hear you talk. Gemini wants to go back and forth. Gemini wants to know what's on your mind. All right, Gemini's there sharing their thoughts. Sometimes as a Cancer, you be a little bit more reserved, you feel me? And then, you know, you water signs, sometimes y'all leave it up to us to read y'all some more instead of giving y'all everything, because that's not how y'all get down sometimes. All right, it's like it could come to an extreme with how water signs express the emotions. Like they could pour it onto you, and then they could be in a state where it's concealed and ready to be given to you, but it's like they doing it in percentages because they know that they could get lost in their shit, and they know they could drown themselves in their water, or they could do too much. So it's like it be extreme sometimes dealing with water signs. But yeah, this Gemini you dating could be a little confused right now, because they trying to figure out what exactly be on your mind and heart when you wear your temperament a certain way, not knowing that that's just you a Cancer, is just how you are. Okay, but during this time, Sagittarius season, that Jupiter influence you already got in there. All right, you're gonna come up as an example of how to deal with that emotional stability with others, how to help other people deal with internal energies, and help others, you know, build more clarity of how they deal with either the home environment, domestic issues, you know, self-care. All right, how they react to to their own feelings and emotions, just by being more expressive of how you deal with the feelings and emotions. The way you deal with the feelings and emotions is kind of already a little bit is wiser than the average person, so because this is already high priority for you. So you being in a state of more expressive is you truly aligning with this energy, okay? And it provides, once again, it just creates opportunities for you to be able to connect to others based off these things. And then you guys are really wise, man. You Cancers are really wise. So this is a great season to get more acclimated and get more of an energy of being more expressive of the wisdom you guys have. You never know what opportunities can aspire from that. All right, so those are for my Cancers. Now moving on to Leos. All right, Leos, you guys, what I wrote down for you guys are gonna have opportunities to enlighten others as well, because you guys are fire, but you guys is ruled by the sun, okay, and it's fixed fire. So the way you're gonna be enlightening others is more so through your creative expressions. The way you Leos are gonna be seen as a way of being able to teach others is not just about getting some of that light from Sagittarius having the sun. Just because the sun is in fire and you're a fire sign, you're gonna be getting some of that light. It's not just about embracing the attention of that light and having others, give you that praise. It's about being able to cultivate ways to enlighten others around you on how to deal with their talents. Things that you be more expressive about, things that you personally experience dealing with your creative expression and your artistic attributes or expression, period. to enlighten. Like, you're the sun, so you do enlighten. Y'all Leos, y'all do teach people a lot of things, all right? Especially, you know, just by the way you guys dive into your creative attributes. But for the most part, you know, you guys are gonna have opportunities to seem as more an example to enlighten and teach others based off of how you deal with your creative expression. So for Aries, it's more so how they deal with their individual passions and whatnot, and how they're assertive with these things. That's subconsciously how they're gonna be able to be examples of dealing with self-expression and inspiring others. For you, okay, it's gonna more so deal with how you creatively get into things for the most part. So everything you want to do this Leo season, Sagittarius, you want to throw some gems in there. You want to teach a little bit when you're dealing with creative expression. All right, you got a I don't know, if you be skateboarding a lot, you a Leo, you be skateboarding in your neighborhood. Everybody know you're a dope skateboarder. When you go to the skateboarding rink, arena, whatever they call it, I don't even know what they call it. Wherever you go, when you go skateboarding, the skateboarding park, all right? This Sagittarius season, like bring more people along to experience it with you, all right? People that don't know about skateboarding, your friends and whatnot that don't know us about skateboarding, all right? Teach more people about things about, how you be skateboarding and whatnot, and how you learn to do certain tricks and whatnot during Sagittarius season. That's you aligning your natural energies with the season, with the energies of the season. Once again, you're already gonna gravitate some light, like how Aries is gravitating some light just based off the fact that you're already fire, okay? Now, when you get that light, this is you, being, of service and an asset, and being more of in your godly energy by teaching others about how you deal with your creative attributes to help other people learn how to deal with their creative attributes, or start seeing, creative expression, self-expression from different, perspectives. All right. Now my Virgos, all right, my Virgos. The theme for my Virgos this Sagittarius season is learning to see the bigger picture and bringing structure to your life from the things that you've learned and experienced, all right? See, this is the thing. This is more of a square type of alignment. So Sagittarius is dealing with philosophy, spirituality, expansion, okay? Virgo dealing with the details, routine, and scheduling. So that's where these energies could clash. You can't be putting too much esoteric, spiritual energy into or philosophy and faith-based energy into how you schedule, routine, and organize without the practicality. Okay, you can't necessarily dive into forms of spirituality and things dealing with faith and belief being too organized, being too left brain, being too technical. Those is right brain energies, dealing with vibration, faith-based, dealing with the esoteric realm. So this season is you guys learning to make more of a, develop a wiser routine in your life based off the things you've experienced, all right? Being able to step back, look at career, look at the things you guys have been scheduling, organizing, working on, whether it's your relationships you've been working on, your actual workplace, career, personal endeavors, creative attributes. As a Virgo sun, look at what you've been working on. And this is the season to see how you could develop a more wiser routine about working on these things. Sometimes not sometimes. It ain't always about what you're doing, it's about how you do it, all right? And this is a season that could bring a lot of clarity and awareness to things to delete and add into your routine based off things that you already experienced, though. It's things you already experienced. Things you either going through in the workplace, things that you kind of, were able to correlate how other people work on things, and you're getting subconscious feelings and thoughts of how to align it with how you should work on things, all right? But there's going to be things to revise in your routine, your regimen, overall, the people, places, and things, relationships, ideas, concepts, projects that you're working on that you're going to be able to see a bigger, broader perspective of. But this is you having to be more in that space, be more open to that space, aka trying to get away from overthinking about shit and seeing the bigger picture about things. Getting away from trying to feel like you have to, overwhelm yourself with working on something and seeing what's the smartest and most effective way to work on something, which you guys are already down packed with trying to work on things the most effective way, okay? But it's truly learning to be able to see how maybe you've been neglecting the wisdom that you do have within your career. Okay, so this is a great readjustment period during this season, and you also are gonna be in alignment, being more expressive of just the things you've learned, period, from how you deal with scheduling, organizing, being practical in your life. All right, that's gonna even create opportunities for you to be to inspire others. All right. All right, now my Libras, cardinal air ruled by Venus, okay? So this is a sextile-like alignment to Sagittarius. We know fire needs air to travel, okay? So when we look at this season for you Libras, this season you guys are gonna have the ability to relate your wisdom more fluently and harmoniously during this transit. All right, we know we want to be more expressive about our personal experiences and our wisdom and knowledge, but you're air, and that's a sextile, so you're already dealing with one-on-one relationships, okay? But now with this alignment, when it comes to the things that you want to take action on, when it comes to the things you've learned, the things that you've gained wisdom and knowledge about, okay, you're gonna be able to connect these to others in a one-on-one level way more harmoniously, way more direct, okay? But even you guys also have to be careful of not being too preachy right now. So it's like the air sign, Gemini, has to be careful not to overdo getting into debates, trying to match the knowledge with the facts and things that's dealing with faith and intuition, and trying to match it with the technical things and left brain things and information and numbers and details when you're debating something that's dealing more so with, you know, the subconscious or something, or, you know, intuition, faith-based spirituality. And then we're gonna get to Aquarius, but for like the air signs at the same time, even though it's a fire season, you guys gotta be careful, because what you're relating, you know, right now, for you Libras, you have the ability to relate your wisdom. So because you have that ability to connect it in a one-on-one level, all right, connect what you know, connect your wisdom and knowledge to others, develop relationships, not even develop relationships, but, you know, connect to your relationships where it could be a mutual stimulation of knowledge and wisdom. But because you have that ability, it could come off like, you know, you're the preacher right now, you know, you're the ultimate messenger right now, and you don't want to get comfortable in that energy, because once again it's mutable. So we want to have the exchange of the knowledge and wisdom. We want to include and share, and not even share, but we want to make sure we're looking at other examples to build bigger, broader perspectives about how we communicating and relating our knowledge and wisdom to others. So it ain't all about, you know, Libras, it ain't just all about how y'all communicate to others. Y'all have to be in positions when you communicate to others to learn, you know, from others and how they do things, and why they gain and why they have the wisdom that they have, and what you could learn from them. All right. And right now you can also be in a state where you don't have no restrictions, limitations, and boundaries about how you dive into, you know, the things that you value and you want to experience. Because Jupiter, Sagittarius season, that's your experiences. Venus is your values, what you like and love. You already know as a Libra, you're trying to connect to these things, okay? So, and you love to do these things, connecting to your values with other people in relationships. So right now, with you being in that natural energy, and then there's already energies of us diving into new experiences. This could be a situation where you may just entertain anything if it deals with another party. So you got to be wise, which we all got to do. All right, we all got to become more wiser this Sagittarius season. But this is what you want to keep in mind, Libra, because that thrill, that inspiration, that's that energy to, you know, spontaneously roll with somebody somewhere and dive into a new experience and connect a new experience with somebody, or share a new experience with somebody. Those opportunities gonna be there this season. It's more so you being wise about the people you doing these things and who you connecting to. All right, Scorpios, fixed water, ruled by Mars. We just came out of Scorpio season. All right, okay, so y'all was just the examples of how we should have been dealing with our actions and what we needed to be consciously aware of, you know, our deep feelings and emotions, our passions and desires, and how we dealing with the transformation of all these energies, okay, and where we directing these energies to. So for my Scorpios, right now the sun is right next to y'all sun. So y'all basically your next door neighbor getting that light. So it's giving you an awareness of an energy from a different perspective. So right now, Scorpios, you guys are seeing, the heartburn is goddamn. Yo, I ate mad food like in 15 minutes, 10 minutes, dumb fast, because I wanted to make this video in a certain amount of time. And now this shit kicking my ass. Now I can barely do 2 sentences straight. Scorpios, this season, you guys are going to be able to see the other side of your desires, being able to see another perspective of your desires, and being able to get the optimistic feel for the transformations you went through in Scorpio season, okay? So your whole life is about the transformations of the internal energies and how you're, channeling and redirecting your passions and, your, that Mars energy. But for the most part, during the Sagittarius season, with that sun in this type of alignment being right next door, when it comes to your desires, there's going to be more of an awareness this season on how to deal with your desires, on how to detach from certain desires, on how you bit on the house and the root cause of how you got to even dealing with some of these desires. A lot of the things that you were dealing with were desires and connecting to your passions and building new awareness about how to push out your passions during Scorpio season. This Sagittarius season, you're going to be inspired to want to jump into them energies, into creating new experiences, dealing with your passions and whatnot, especially seeing new perspectives from the whole Scorpio season. And now we're in Sagittarius season, being influenced to express these things, express what we know and what we've learned. Okay, and Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, 9th house energy, this all positive, upbeat, light, type of energy. Okay, so real optimistic energy. So with this being right next door, it's gonna help you to see the optimistic things to your desires or transformations that you may have went through recently, that you put heavy emotion into, whether it's relationships or any type of desire or certain passion that you have. Is all different. It's gonna be all different type of signs and situations and experiences this Sagittarius season to help you build some more meaning and reasoning with these situations. All right, now we got Capricorn, cardinal earth, ruled by Saturn. So this is an energy that's always trying to create a new way to build structure by seeing what it could use, seeing what it could, seeing where the resources at, seeing how it could initiate a new form of structure. All right, now when we have Sagittarius season, my theme for my Capricorns is building a new philosophy for business. Okay, so Capricorns, y'all know y'all look at life like it's a computer. Y'all the ones with the computer mindsets looking at the world. Like y'all always, downloading, seeing how to structure this, organize that, seeing what resources that need, seeing how you could easily play a role of structuring and organizing and managing that for somebody else. All of that. You always in architect mode, all right? So this season with Jupiter hitting up, having the influence, and the sun having this Jupiterian influence in Sagittarius, the way you're gonna look at building structure and organizing in your life is gonna deal with you having to look at business and how you're creating a blueprint from a more bigger, broader perspective. This is really gonna be a season where you're gonna have to look at the trial and errors, okay? The mistakes that you've made in business that you realize you haven't capitalized yet in how you're doing business now. There's going to be a lot of experience. There's going to be signs and people, places, and things the universe is going to utilize so you could see the things that you probably were supposed to start acting on when it comes to your business in life, whether it's your personal business, whether it's your relationship business, whether it's your business, all right? All these type of energies, you're going to be influenced to see things that you experienced in the past, that lesson that you experienced, you're supposed to take something from that and add to your business and whatnot, and you wasn't doing that, okay? This season is going to help you to do these things. The Jupiter energy kind of is debilitated when it comes into like Capricorn in the 10th house, all right? Because once again, this house is dealing with structure, foundation, making sense of things, restrictions, limitations, and boundaries. Jupiter is dealing with spirituality, faith-based things. So sometimes, spirituality and all that gets suppressed when we in this house, because this house dealing with structure and stability and making sense of things, all right? So you need to learn to align your wisdom into your business. There needs to be things you can pinpoint in your business to show people like, yeah, that had to get implemented in there because of what I personally experienced and what I personally learned. All right, during this season, this is what we're gonna. And remember, like I said, personal business, relationship business, family business, business. All right, in all shapes and forms. This is the season to build a new philosophy of these things, and also be an example to others of how you how you express dealing with practicality and structure. People could pick up some practical gems for you. Okay, so that's some teacher energy you could jump into to be in more alignment this Sagittarius season. My Aquarius sun signs, all right? Aquarius sun signs. Now, once again, air ruled by Saturn, okay? So it's dealing with communicating and relating forms of stability, all right? It's dealing with connecting. It's dealing with connecting for practical relationships, associations, all right? Networking. So when we talk about this Sagittarius season, the theme for y'all Aquariuses is opportunities to relate others to new associations or relate yourself in new associations, all right? Everything with Sagittarius season is dealing with some newness because it's the house of experiences. So you either creating new experiences or learning from the previous ones in Sagittarius season, all right? Or trying to create new experiences based off what you just learned from a previous one. So for my Aquariuses, you're already dealing with networking, like I said, associating, organizing yourself with others or whatnot. This season, you're gonna be able to see from a bigger, broader perspective, maybe who in your life you can mutually connect in order, from a bigger, broader, wiser perspective, to help you build on something that you're trying to associate. This season, y'all are going to be able to see who, like, from a bigger, broader perspective, who you supposed to be, who you are supposed to continue to associate yourself with, and not from a wiser perspective. All right. So there's some people that some of you Aquariuses are associating yourself with right now, and it's not the wisest thing to do, but maybe because some type of gain that you want, maybe a desire, some type of form of stability you trying to manifest with this other party, but subconsciously it ain't wise dealing with this person. This season is going to be more of an influence of that, or you're going to be able to truly see that if you wasn't aware of that before this season, okay? But you also going to have opportunities to associate yourself with who it would be wise for you to associate yourself with during this season, all right? You're going to want to create new experience to get out in the open some more this season as well, with the sun sextiling you at the moment, okay? But the sun is also going to create opportunities for you to connect your forms of stability and your knowledge and wisdom on how to build stability, working with relationships or being in certain environments or networking and associating yourself in some type of shape or form. You're going to be an example to others or attract energies where you can enlighten others to that or teach others to that, and you already be doing that a lot. So this is the opportunity where you can build a fruitful relationship where you're not just going to even be teaching that person that, you're going to be teaching that person that, and then when they see you got that knowledge and wisdom, it's like they was testing you to see what you got, and it's like, okay, that's what's up, I actually got these resources, we could boom, 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 bing, that type of energy, all right? And last but not least, my Pisces. The thing about Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, but it's a square, okay? So it's just like, who else has this? Virgo and Gemini. They're both ruled by Mercury, all right? And you can even say Mercury's exalted in Virgo, but they square each other. So it's a square, it's a clash, but they resonate with each other a little bit more, or the clash is not what I would say is as heavy as other clashes because they share the energy, they share Mercury. So Pisces ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. So both signs are dealing with spirituality. Both signs are dealing with experiences, knowledge, and wisdom. All right, learning new things, teaching new things. So when we talk about Pisces being ruled by Jupiter, but they mutable water, and they both mutable. So they could relate in that type of way, but they could clash in that type of way too. But when we talk about you guys' theme is really learning to be more expressive, and jump into the yang, the masculine energy of your planet Jupiter. All right, being more expressive of your knowledge and wisdom, being more expressive of your imagination. Okay, a lot of the times, y'all, y'all have mutable water, so y'all want to connect the feelings and emotions. Okay, y'all want to connect them, but this season we want to be more action oriented. All right. You want to be more action oriented and, embrace situations to express your knowledge and wisdom and what you know. All right. That fire energy is the push out of Jupiter. So this is why Sagittarius could be a little too preachy. Oh snap! I skipped Sag. Yeah, we're gonna have to. My bad. I'm gonna have to come back to Sag. But yeah, so we're gonna finish with Sag. But for my Pisces, you guys are the yin, so y'all like to soak in your experiences. Y'all like to soak into the vibrations of experience and, you know, really feel it out, see what everything means before y'all jump into any energies of being expressive or teaching about it. But nah, this season, y'all gotta jump into teacher mode a little bit, Pisces. You're going to be expressive to people around you about certain things that you know. The universe is gonna be putting you in certain situations for you to be more expressive about your knowledge and wisdom, and for people to see that, all right? For people to know that you experience certain things. Sometimes people won't know this for you, Pisces, because y'all have sacred relationships with y'all experiences and whatnot. And, you know, sometimes y'all can look for more intimate scenario to be able to connect some things that y'all have experienced, even though you love being around creative, open-minded people, all right? But for the most part, y'all want to jump into more of a masculine energy and being and letting people see that you got some shit to teach, all right, Pisces? All right? Let people see that they can learn some shit from you. But you want to connect on the emotions, so that's another thing. It's also going to be a season to gain more clarity about how you've been connecting and relating your emotions as well. Okay, a lot of clarity with that. We just came out of a water season, so you may have created some opportunities where you was connecting your imagination with others and whatnot. And, you know, you may have had situations where it ended up making you feel vulnerable lately as a Pisces. So it's time to bring some clarity on how you deal with connecting the feelings and emotions, all right, and how you're more action oriented or expressive about your imagination and what the knowledge and wisdom you personally have, jumping more so into that masculine push out energy of Sagittarius, and jumping into more experiences, especially things, you know, you wanted to do and you haven't done in a minute, because there's a lot of things you Sagittarius and Pisces always have. Y'all got the longest bucket lists because it's Jupiter energy, all right? But y'all already experiencing more than all of us with that Jupiter energy. So you want to make sure you want to just in a state of pushing that out. I don't know how I accidentally skipped y'all. I'm bugging out. This is y'all season. I'm all out of alignment. I'm all out of alignment for that one, all right? But shout out to my Sagittariuses. Happy solar return, happy birthday to all my Sagittariuses. And when this is your sun season, it's your time to shine, all right? It don't matter what degree your birthday is in when it comes into your sun sign season. The whole season is your birthday. The whole season you get in the light, all right? So you want to be in a stage, in the presence of making sure you remain expressive of your knowledge and wisdom. You continue to be an example of somebody we can learn from, of somebody that looks at their experiences and, you know, is able to generalize it, see what it means, see the pattern of their experiences, and build philosophies and belief systems off of that, just not based off what they taught from others or what they see from others. No, that's a percentage of what a Sagittarius takes to create their belief system, but it's also a percentage of what they personally experience, and that's what we learn from Sagittarius. So this is what y'all gonna continue to be an example of this season. Just be careful not being too preachy. Be careful not being in a position where y'all forcing us to praise y'all, because y'all know y'all got the light right now. All right? Don't take advantage of us right now. All right? Especially me, I'm a Libra. So y'all my little running fire mate buddies, my little sextile sign. So it's like, y'all be knocking on our doors like, yo, come on, man. Let's go do this and that. We be like, all right, man, we out of here, man. So like, don't be taking advantage of us like that, all right? But nah, Sagittarius, that's basically how you would jump into a negative energy this season, all right? Being in a scenario where you're making people feel like they're obligated to listen to you, or they're obligated to look at your bigger, broader perspective, instead of feeling like they're being inspired and enlightened from you. That's how you know you'll probably be in the too condescending negative energy with the light that you're getting. But for the most part, you're gonna be seen as an example of somebody who's more wiser. Your actions there is more of a lens that could show us that your actions could be a little bit naturally, that you are a little bit more unorganized and scattered than we think. Some people might realize that this season, but for the most part, you know, just having the sun in that energy and you carrying out your natural energy, there's a natural sense of, you know, you giving a thrill to others by the way you express yourself and by the way you choose to be jovial, positive, upbeat, optimistic. Okay, you're gonna be an example to a lot of people on how to look at things from an optimistic perspective right now, especially with the sun in your sign. All right, family. But y'all already know what it is, family. For the most part, I'm out here working on my ebook courses and all that. Okay, so I got a lot of things, coming towards the end of this year to really leave a stamp on 2021. So let's just go ahead and make sure we're moving wise during this Sagittarius season. We're doing things to evolve from some of our lower energies, lower animalistic energies, some things that we may realize about ourselves during Scorpio season, and let's be better esoterically every single day. All right, fam? So until next time, peace.